Thanks for tuning in to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Incorporated. Today's video is just a submission arm lock I get from Side Control. I may have taught this before in previous videos, but I really want to zero in on sort of my go-to move that I personally have a high percentage of, and I would like to share a little bit of the intricacies of that arm lock safely. It works for me. I hope it works for you. Have a look. Here's an arm lock from Side Control that I always, it's my go-to move. I get a high percentage on it, but more importantly, when I'm not successful with this arm lock attempt, I haven't lost position. So I haven't really gambled anything, and then potentially I can try to pull the trigger on it a little bit more. So I get Side Control, and we're struggling. I'm trying to take their arms out of posture. They're trying to get it in posture, and then we're playing that game. All of a sudden, they feel they want to anchor their arm behind my head to feel it's secure. Then the second they grab my head, I grab my collar. Now my arm is closer to their shoulder. I want to slide it closer to their elbow as a leverage point. But I want to bring their arm up to make it weaker. I want to bring their arm up to make it weaker. And sometimes when I don't, not successful, so give me some resistance, when I'm here, if I can't bring their arm up, I'll bring their head down. And it's sort of close to equivalent to it. And I own their arm from here because I grab my collar. You can't bring that arm. So then all I want to do is inch a little bit higher, throw my elbow high, bring my knee, and then I'm still not losing position. I'm still anchored. And all I do is I don't lose the elbow. I come forward. I make the adjustment if I have to, very slowly. And then I apply pressure. Done. And I get the tap. I'm demoing this in a slow-mo fashion, but it actually happens that slow as well when you're rolling. So they grab a hold of my head, deeper they get, better it is for me. I take my bottom arm, my forearm, and I grab my own collar, anchoring. So then I want to take their arm out of posture, bring their elbow higher than their shoulder to make their arm weak. This way. If I'm not successful and they give me that resistance, I'll bring their head down, and then their arm is weaker. I bring my knee up for base. I always want to be checking my base. This elbow is out a little bit. Don't want to lose the elbow. Then my bottom leg comes to their rib cage. And then I can also attempt this from a mounted position as well. I always want to be checking my base. I don't want to lose the elbow. And I want my trapezoid closer to his wrist. So I slide my head up, squeezing my knees together, slowly, not losing base. Then I get to tap. This may work once or twice. Then your training partner may get creative on giving you some different resistance on grabbing his inside gi pants with his leg. So they grab my head. I grab my collar. They may feel this coming, so now they're going to grab the inside leg gi pants. So a couple things. One, I'm not going nowhere. It's fine. It's nothing has to be done right away. I can walk this to create some neck pressure. I can walk my arm out to create pressure at the grip. They may let go, they may not. But one way to how to deal with this is now I come up and I bring my knee to his rib cage, floating ribs. And then I just come up and get the tap this way. So once again, they grab my head, I grab my collar, I secure that arm. They give me a different resistance by grabbing the inside leg, trying, because they know I want their arm over here where their arm is weaker. So they want to keep that elbow down by securing it to the inside of their gi pants. So I still have the underneath the head. I always just try to create a little bit of neck pressure. And I'm trying to come up, and if that resistance is there, all I do is I back up the truck, bring my knee to the floating ribs. I have to keep constant tension and security to the lower part of this tricep, and then I get to tap with the straight arm lock the other way. So once again, once they grab the head, which is a common position when they want to sort of hide that arm, I will grab my own collar. I want to secure by the elbow. Now, whether I go back or whether I go forward, that's up to them. But I like to create a little bit of neck tension, head pressure. And then I can come forward. Sometimes they break the grip. And then I just like to go over top of the head. This way, it looks like they can escape, but they can't. The last thing I want to add to this is if their hand is in front and I want to take it out of posture and I start attacking for the Americana, then they want to hide it by hugging my head. That's another way to set up this arm lock attack. So they have their hand in front and I sort of bring it out of posture, and now they want to regain some strength or anchor it behind, and they start overhooking my arm or anchoring behind my head. That's a nice setup where now I just grab my collar. I try to make sure I tag it right to the lower part of his tricep, always adding head pressure. Now I got a better pressure to take his arm out of posture, and I take my bottom leg closest to his hip and I just bring it over top of his rib cage. I start walking it up as I squeeze my knees together to control his head and arm. Now I apply some pressure. And I get a solution. I hope you like my little tidbits on trying to go with my go-to move, the straight arm lock from side control. I just find it once. A couple good things that are beneficial for this one is you're actually attacking his one arm and you only need one arm to secure it, not both. And secondly, if you're not quite successful with it, you haven't lost position and you can sort of try to regroup, regain that head anchor that he's got so you can try to trap that arm and do it all over again. And that's something that I'm quite successful at. It's part of my game. I hope you can make it part of yours. Leave me a comment below. Let me know how it works out for you. And I look forward to seeing you on the mat soon.